What do you think the most common misunderstandings about vocal health and sustainability and efficiency? What do you think the biggest misconceptions are that you come across?
Sound check. Check 1, check 2.
That's such a good question, and I think it's hard to narrow it down because I think by nature, voice is an invisible instrument and you can't see it. So there's so many misconceptions based on the fact that singers don't really always know what's going on inside their voice. One of the really common ones that I come across is the idea of treating the voice like perhaps other muscles in the body, where I think in some, not all, but in some fitness circles and sporting circles, there's this idea of no pain, no gain, and that if you push through and power on, that things will get better. And that's unfortunately just not the case with the voice. It's not to say that you have to go to the other extreme either and be very careful with your voice and walk on eggshells with it. But I think I see more commonly people who go, oh yeah, I lost my voice, but that's okay. That happened. I just, kept going. And sometimes you can get away with that, and some people more than others. But there is a limit to how much your voice will let you do that to it. Yeah. So having a little bit of an idea of pacing and gradually building up stamina and those sorts of things, I think is really important.
I wonder whether you could talk to this sort of other layer to it, and that is, I think that one of the challenges that I certainly experience, not only here in my studio but in my interactions online through the channel, is that often people are observing people who we might recognise as being exceptional. They're exceptions to the rule. I think there are far less exceptions to the rule than we'd like to think there are, but we recognise that there is a spectrum of biology, and some people's biology can do certain things that others can't, for a whole range of reasons. How do you navigate that conversation with students, clients who might go, yeah, but listen to such and such. They've been doing it for 30 years and they're amazing. How do you respond to that?
Oh, it's such a tricky one. And I think as singers, we tend to, we have dreams for ourselves and our voice, and we tend to put people up on a pedestal and go, oh, if only I could make those sounds that person can make. And I think the first step of that is away from anything technical or biological, and it's that mindset discussion of travel your own journey, figure out your own path, and figure out who you are as a singer in your own right, rather than following someone else's footsteps and wanting to travel their path, so to speak. So I think the mindset of just saying, actually, you are your own singer and you can figure out what is your voice and how you best communicate what you want to communicate. Yeah. And that's going to get you so much further than anything else. And then being willing to dedicate yourself to the process. And I think we've all singers have had that realization at some point where you go, actually, I sort of thought maybe this was going to be easier, because everyone can sing, and I firmly believe that everyone can sing, and probably everyone should sing more because it's so good for you in so many ways. But I think we can sometimes get stuck when we realize it's actually going to take a bit of time to build up a technique. So patience is the other key virtue, I think, in the process, is to say, I'm going to take this a step at a time, invest in my vocal technique development, whether that's through a teacher, a coach, or, researching things and finding information for yourself, or a combination of those things, but actually just taking the time to build your voice.